wild. They're already doing deals. Like they're trying to give you a free tire change. They're trying to give you a free car wash and all types of stuff to get out to these games. This is wild. Look at how empty this arena is. Look at how empty it is. The cheapest ticket, $6.
That's all it costs to get into a WNBA playoff game this season. Think about that for a second, $6. You can't even grab a combo meal at a fast food place for that price. Parking at most arenas costs more than that. And yet, playoff basketball, supposed to be the league's grand stage, was selling seats for the price of a coffee. For a league that spent the entire summer being hailed as the next big thing, this wasn't just embarrassing. It was shocking. It was a reminder that everything the WNBA had been building suddenly looked fragile. And behind that collapse was one name, Caitlin Clark. The headlines wrote themselves. Playoff tickets cheaper than a sandwich. A half-empty arena in a moment that was supposed to be historic. Just months earlier, tickets to see Caitlin Clark had been reselling for hundreds, sometimes thousands, of dollars. But now, it felt like the league was on clearance and no one was buying. Fans were posting screenshots online, upper-level seats going for less than a gas station snack. Some joked it was cheaper than a Netflix subscription. Others weren't laughing, they were angry. How could the hottest league in sports crash so quickly? And here's the truth. It wasn't really about ticket prices at all. It was about something much bigger. Since Clark went down with her season-ending injury on September 4th, the WNBA hasn't been the same. Ratings dropped by more than half, down 55% compared to when she was on the floor. Think about that. One player, gone, and more than half the audience disappeared with her. With Caitlin, regular season games felt like cultural events. She made midweek matchups trend nationwide. Without her, it's been silence, empty seats, forgotten games, and the kind of buzz you can't fake. But if ratings told one story, the arenas told another. And that's where the numbers don't lie. Every team Caitlin Clark faced this season moved games into bigger arenas just to handle demand. Road sellouts became normal. Opposing fans wore her jersey, even when their own team was on the court. Last year, resale tickets for her debut with Indiana hit thousands of dollars. Thousands for a regular season game. She wasn't just a player, she was a phenomenon. But then came the injury. September 4th became the day everything collapsed. Suddenly, the superstar who was carrying the league's momentum was gone, and what followed was a reminder of how fragile all that success really was. When Caitlin Clark was ruled out for the rest of the season, the energy was sucked right out of the WNBA. The Fever had finally made the playoffs for the first time since 2016. It should have been a celebration. Instead, it felt like a wake. Game 1 in Indiana wasn't just a loss on the court, it was a loss in the stands. The same city that had been packed with fans during Clark's rookie year couldn't fill half the arena for a playoff game. The noise, the excitement, the electricity, it all vanished overnight. And the damage wasn't limited to ticket sales. The collapse spread everywhere. The merchandise that once flew off shelves slowed to a trickle. National TV ratings plummeted. Even the league's showcase event, the All-Star Game, wasn't immune. Viewership down 36% compared to last year. Fans online were blunt. One wrote, "This is like going to a concert and finding out Beyoncé isn't performing." Another said, "Without Caitlin, it's just background noise." And here's the scary part. For months, fans warned that Clark was being targeted. Refs let defenders shove her, grab her, and foul her harder than anyone else. Opponents admitted they were sending a message. And through it all, the league stayed silent. Instead of protecting their most valuable star, they let her play through constant contact and nagging injuries. They marketed her face everywhere, but failed to protect the very body keeping their league alive. And when she finally went down for good, the WNBA's leadership looked shocked, when in reality, everyone saw it coming. But the bigger issue wasn't just one injury. It was what that injury revealed about the entire foundation of the league. Yes, attendance was up 48% year over year. But when one player's absence makes it all come crashing down, that's not growth, it's dependency. A fragile house of cards built on a single superstar. And here's where it gets serious. The WNBA has a $2.2 billion media rights deal on the horizon. Networks bought in believing Caitlin Clark would carry the league into a golden era. But with her sidelined, those same networks are now staring at half-empty arenas and vanishing ratings. If that deal gets pulled back, or even delayed, the league could lose more. The truth is harsh, but undeniable. Without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's so-called golden era feels like smoke and mirrors. The other stars, talented as they are, don't draw mainstream attention. They don't move the needle like Clark. And here's the reality that should terrify league executives. The face of a league isn't chosen in boardrooms. It's chosen by fans. And fans have already spoken. They've chosen Caitlin Clark. But instead of protecting her, the league let her fall. And now they're paying the price. Empty seats don't lie. Half-price tickets don't lie. The silence around playoff games doesn't lie. This wasn't just bad luck, it was failure. A failure to recognize, protect, and invest in the one player who had turned the WNBA into must-see TV. If the league doesn't change course, if they don't put their resources into keeping Caitlin Clark safe, healthy, and front and center, then her injury won't just be a personal tragedy. It will be remembered as the exact moment the WNBA lost its golden era before it even began. The question now isn't whether Caitlin Clark is the future. The question is whether the league is smart enough to give her the justice she deserves.